Hey everyone, Jim here from Jim's EV Adventures. I'm cruising Florida's back road in my EV without a single gas stop. I have heard every objection under the sun from friends, from family, and even random strangers who come up to me at charging spots. And today I'm going to tackle the top 5 that keep popping up in 2026. Spoiler alert, the facts and my own wallet are on our side. So let's dive in. So the first objection I'm going to talk about is range anxiety. Yes, I've just recently done a video about that. Should be popping up on the screen up here above my head somewhere. Go ahead and watch that if you haven't already watched it. Now, I've heard this said more than 1,000 times over the past 6, almost 7 years of EV ownership. I'll run out of charge on a long trip or on my daily drive. Range anxiety. Come on. That's mostly FUD pushed by the oil cartels to keep people hooked on gas. Why wouldn't the oil cartels want to keep you hooked on gas? That's what every pusher likes to do for their addicts. But let's talk real history here. Back in the 1960s and 1970s, most American cars, those big V8 muscle machines and family sedans, everybody loved them, never topped 250 to 300 miles on a full tank. Average fuel economy was between 13 and 15 miles per gallon, and gas tanks were typically 15, maybe 20 gallons. Let's do the quick math. Let's say you had a 15-gallon tank and you got 18 miles per gallon, you would get 270 miles maximum. Real world. And often less because of traffic. When you're sitting in traffic in your internal combustion engine car, you're burning gas. When you're sitting in a traffic jam with an EV, it's just sitting there humming 1 to 2 kilowatts per hour. Not like a gas car. Real world, often less because of traffic, AC blasting, or my favorite, the heavy-footed driver. I know a lot of those. But nobody batted an eye back then. People drove across the country, stopped every couple of hours for gas, got themselves a snack, stretched out, and nobody panicked. There was no such thing as range anxiety. Gas was dirt cheap back then too. Remember, it was under 40 cents a gallon. And stations were around every corner. Fill-ups only took 5 minutes as they do today. And nobody called it range anxiety. It was just driving. Fast forward to today. Modern EVs give you 300 plus miles of real world range. Our Hyundai does that routinely. And most folks drive under 40 miles a day anyway. Now, I start at 80-90% here in DeBerry and end up with plenty at the end of the day for spontaneous Florida adventures. And for long hauls, I start out with a route planner and I nail my charger stops, 20 to 30 minutes maybe, get coffee, go to the bathroom, do what we got to do. And I don't spend hours at chargers. Now, I've done the Orlando to Atlanta trip at least 5 times. Did it just back at the beginning of this year. Again, the link's going to be popping up here on the top of the screen. Go watch that video. During my routine daily activities, I charge overnight at home and I wake up ready to go with no range worries. They're vanished. It's not a limitation. It's freedom from oil addiction. The old gas cars proved we adapted to way less. But EVs give you more, smoother, cheaper, and greener. Now, the second objection that I hear most often is the battery's going to wear out quickly and cost a fortune to replace. And there have been some fear-mongering stories in the media. And that's just what they are. Fear-mongering. They're FUD. Battery fears are real, but the data that we have in 2026 tells a different story. Average degradation is about 2.3% per year, and that's from Geotab's massive 22,700 plus vehicle study. So after 8 years, you're looking at maybe 81 to 82% capacity left in any given EV, in any given battery. That's still tons of usable range. My own EV, I've driven it over 82,000 miles, and I still have way more than 95%, pretty close to 97% of the battery still left. Now, replacements are super rare, and most are covered under the 8 to 10 year, 100 to 150,000 mile warranties that most car manufacturers give you. So for an out of warranty replacement, prices are still dropping fast. Goldman Sachs says battery costs could hit $80 per kilowatt hour by the end of this year, meaning a full battery pack for most models will run between $6,000 and $15,000, way less than a new engine and transmission job on a passenger gas car. And by 2030, it'll be cheaper than fixing a gas car engine by a country mile. Batteries last longer than most people think, so adventure on. The third objection that I hear most often is EVs are just too expensive to fix, to insure, and to maintain. And that one's easy to fix and debunk with real life numbers, not just reports. Now, keep in mind, EVs have way fewer moving parts than a gas car. No oil changes, no spark plugs, no timing belts, no exhaust system. And studies have shown EV owners pay about half as much on maintenance and repairs over the vehicle's life compared to similar gas cars. But forget what the averages say. My real world experience is much more than 50%. I've saved a lot more than the often quoted figures over the past 3 years. In fact, the past 6 years on the two EVs, the two Bolts that I've owned. My service is mostly tire rotations and cabin filters. Brakes last way longer. I've never had a brake job on any of the EVs that I've owned, and that's 3, not 1, and that's with well over 150,000 miles driven. And that's thanks to regen braking. And insurance, shop around. Many companies actually give EV discounts now. And even if a battery ever does need replacing way down the line, say at 250,000 miles, which is what I expect to get out of this one, lifetime savings will easily top $10,000 to $15,000. And I would handle the swap myself if it needed to be done because I've got the skills to do it. Bottom line, lower ongoing costs mean more money for road trips, not shop visits. Keep that in mind. And now, the fourth most quoted objection that I hear is EVs lose value faster than gas cars, so I'm going to lose money when I sell it. Yep, EVs do depreciate faster in recent years due to new models flooding in, price cuts, and subsidy changes. Some actually lost 40 to 50% of their value in 2 to 3 years, but 2026 is shifting. Used EV inventory is booming. Hundreds of thousands of off-lease 23 and 24 models are hitting the market right now. Just go to Auto Trader and take a look around. And the prices are stabilizing, and some have even started ticking up again per the Manheim indexes. The flip side, buy used now and snag a massive deal, and it's often cheaper than comparable gas cars. Also keep in mind, tech improves fast, but batteries hold value better than feared. Recurrent auto data shows strong health in used EVs. And as I see it, I drive the latest tech affordable, and I enjoy lower running costs and trade when I'm ready. And resale worries, that's overblown for long-term owners like me and you. Now, the fifth most quoted objection that I hear coming from people is charging at home is going to make my electric bill huge and overall costs aren't lower. Yeah, well, that's a bill myth that I'm going to kill right here. My personal home charging rate here in DeBerry, Florida averages about 11.5 cents per kilowatt hour. That's my real off-peak time of use setup, and it's going down later this month because all the hurricane charges are coming out, the ones that they stuck the user with instead of getting it from the insurance companies. And that's going to beat the statewide average hands down. Charging my EV at home is just costing me $100 a month on this vehicle and less than $80 a month on the Hyundai. That's almost $2,400 a year saved on this car and another $1,800 a year saved on the Hyundai. And that's way less than I would pay for gas, because $300 a month on gas for the amount of driving that I do is not unusual. And the average price of gas over the 3 years that I've owned this car is $3.05 a gallon. Yeah, it's down to $2.95 now, but the one thing about gasoline that you don't take into consideration is it is a volatile price. Electricity, it's pretty much stable. It's gone up about 1 cent over the 6 years that I've owned EVs. Can't say that about gas now, can you? Now, public fast charging is pricier, but 90+% of the charging I do happens at home. And when I do DC fast charge, I've gotten a lot of free DC fast charges over the past 6 years. The real math is that I'm paying about 3 to 4 cents per mile on this electric car compared to 12 cents per mile on a gas car to go the same distance. That's the energy costs. And my wallet notices that every single month. It's more cash for me to do beach runs or Disney runs, for key trips, or just for those spontaneous adventures. So cheaper? Absolutely. Greener and smoother too. So there you have it. 5 big objections, 5 solid and easily proven EV wins in 2026, straight from my own garage right here in DeBary, Florida. If you're on the fence, test drive one. The adventure starts when the myths end, and the myth can only end when you step into the story and prove it wrong. Drop your biggest EV question in the comments below, and I will tackle it at some point in the future. So I'm Jim. Remember to treat everyone you come in contact with kindness, put a smile on your face, help somebody today, and pay it forward when somebody does the same for you. And I hope to see you out there or somewhere along the route from point A to point B. See you guys real soon. Take it easy and drive electric.